Disney and Star Wars that there's an Obi-Wan movie in very, very early development with rumors that Stephen Daldry is going to be directing. And because it's so early, don't even have anyone attached. They don't have a script. They don't have a script done, even begun. Uh, so this is very early. But Obi-Wan movie, what do you think? I mean, they have the Han Solo movie coming out next year. Was the next it's supposed to be May? They pushed it back, right?
They didn't push it back. We thought they should, but it's still May 2019.
Okay, right. So
Sorry,
yeah,
2018.
2018. I mean, what do you think about Obi-Wan standalone film?
This is something a lot of fans actually really wanted. A lot of people said, forget a Han Solo movie, do an Obi-Wan movie. Get Ewan McGregor back. He hasn't outrightly denied his interest in reprising the role, and do something cool with him. I mean, there's 18 years on Tatooine where he's watching Luke grow up.
Right.
I'm sure you can make him do something cool, as he's getting old. I think that's the hope for the film. Conversely, he's the character we've seen the most of throughout the saga. He's in 6 movies. He's in the first 3 in some form or another, as well as all 3 prequels, obviously, in a major role.
Mm-hmm.
So we've seen a lot of him. So there's the window again. It's just that year gap where he's on Tatooine, at least the majority of the time. So I understand, narratively, that it for a fan, it could be a lot of fun. I think the big takeaway is that Lucasfilm is continuing to play it safe with the anthology films. When we first heard about these things existing outside of the sequel trilogy of Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Episode 9, we were like, oh, this is a chance to do some like Tales from Jabba's Palace, like that awesome book where it told all these cool stories about side characters. And Star Wars is a big, crazy world. There's so much to see. No, This is still going to have the Force in it. There'll still be legacy characters. They're playing it safe because that's what makes money, and that's what most fans attach to. And in a sense, that is disappointing because I would love to see any other aspect of the Star Wars world beyond something tangentially related to the Skywalkers. I get that criticism, but they're going to play it safe. Kind of knew that. And Rogue One made $1 billion despite some production issues, and despite being connected to the trilogy, obviously with the Death Star. So, it's cool. I'm happy that they're doing Obi-Wan over other characters. Like apparently they're kicking the tires on some other ideas, namely Boba Fett, Yoda, and Jabba the Hutt. And I don't think any of those are actually feature films except for probably Boba.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about Boba Fett is that he's mysterious. So I'd rather do something like Obi-Wan, who we already know so much about. Let's leave Boba alone.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think, coming back to your point about them playing it safe, that was kind of my initial reaction. Was it kind of felt like, this isn't very inspired. But I think after the issues they've had with the Han Solo movie, there's probably some concerns about how that's going to come out, if it's going to really be as big of a hit as they probably expected. I think they wanted to go back to something that they felt was somewhat predictable, which, I mean, you can't really blame them. When it's a franchise like this, you can't take too many of these like side movies that don't pan out well before people are going to start saying like what's actually going on here.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that point is echoed by the early talks with Stephen Daldry, right? They felt burned by doing Chris Lord and Phil Miller, right? Or is it Phil Miller and Chris Lord? Lord and Miller. They're unique filmmakers with their own sense, a little less proven. Stephen Daldry has been nominated for Best Director 3 times. He recently did 4 episodes of The Crown. He's a classic actor, or classic director, similar to Ron Howard. So playing it safe in that regard. So it's predictable. But at the end of the day, it's Obi-Wan. If they can get Ewan McGregor to come back for it, I'm still going to be stoked as hell to see it.
If they couldn't get one to play it.
Yeah, tough, I saw some people say, like, maybe look at Taron Egerton. And I was like, no, I was too hard for Taron Egerton to be Han Solo. He cannot be Obi-Wan.
No way.
I couldn't even venture a solid guess. I just hope they get McGregor back. And again, they're not committed to making this movie yet. They're just entertaining the idea, thinking about it. So it's not like there's a script. So there's no guarantee.
What I was thinking and he looks a little bit young for the part, especially if he's playing Obi-Wan after Episode 3. But Andrew Garfield, after seeing him in Silence, he kind of had that Obi-Wan look going on. So just don't shave, just keep the long hair and the beard and put the robes back on, bro.
we'll see if Garfield wants to go back to a franchise after Spider-Man kind of left him out to dry. But,
Yeah, but he wouldn't necessarily have to stay in the franchise.
oh yeah, it's true.
You know,
The
drop a
appeal of
movie,
the anthology
so.
film is that it's exactly that. It's a one-off.
Absolutely.